What's up, guys? Welcome to session 7 of intermediate level Linux bash scripting. As always, I'm your instructor, Kevin Downs. Today we're going to be talking about string manipulation. In our last session, we went over redirection review, opening additional streams, redirection operators, inheriting and duplicating streams, caution with exec, and here documents. Today, we're going to be covering string comparisons, string relations, concatenation, substring manipulations, wildcards, and pattern matching. Let's go ahead and start it off with string comparison. So if you want to determine if the value of a variable, such as variable var, is empty, null, we can do a if-then statement. So we can do if square bracket, and then we encapsulate the variable var in some parentheses. We do a double equal sign, which means equals or is equal to, and then we do a blank literal string, so we do a quotation mark, space, quotation mark, then echo variable is null, phi, okay? On the flip side, if we want to determine if the value of a variable is not empty, then we can do a similar if-then statement, except we're going to put this exclamation point here in front of the equal sign, which means not equal. And then we're going to echo variable is not null, okay? So we can demonstrate that here. Let me get logged into my virtual box here. Give my machine 1 second to get logged in here. Alright, I'm going to go and open my terminal. Alright, so I can make a simple script, just call it null.sh. And we'll just give it a hash pling or a shebang. And we're just going to say if variable var is equal to, oops, too many equal signs, nothing, then echo variable is null. B. Okay? And since we haven't assigned a variable, actually let's go and do that. Let's just make it equal to nothing, just to be safe. Let's just say var equals nothing. Alright. Then we're going to make that script executable so we can run it. And we'll go ahead and run that script. Oops. Looks like I put a typo. Yep, sure enough. Should have added a space here. There we go. That should fix it. There we go. Oops. I don't want to edit it. I want to run the script. Okay, let me. There you go. So we gave that variable, we set it equal to nothing, so it echoed variable is null, okay? So you saw I had to go back and kind of correct a few things. The first was, I didn't put a space in between these brackets here. So remember when we're doing these test statements, you need to make sure the spacing is correct. So there's always a space in between the brackets, and there's also a space before and after our compare symbols here, okay? And then I had to encapsulate this space here, okay, so that it literally meant nothing. There's no, the variable equals nothing, okay? So the other thing we can do is we can make a script called them, and we'll call it not null.sh. And our script's going to be very similar. Oops. So this time we're going to make variable equal hello. We're going to do an if statement. We're going to say variable var does not equal nothing. Then echo var is not null. Feet. And we'll right quit that. We'll make it executable so we can run the script. Oops. So, funny, I put a typo here. This was supposed to say not null. So I did nit null. So unfortunately I have to spell it like that. Alright, var is not null because variable var has a value in it, okay? Let's head to our next slide. We're going to actually look at comparing strings now. So before, we were comparing variable to a string. Now, we're actually comparing variable to a string value. Okay? And guys, this is actually pretty similar here, right? So what we're doing here is before we were just looking to see is there a value and isn't there a value. Now we're just looking to see does it equal specific values. And we see we have very similar setups here, right? We use the double equal sign to make variable var equal to a value. And we have variable var not equal to a value, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually reuse those scripts. I'm just going to repurpose them a little bit, okay? I'm going to clear my screen. This time I'm going to go to null.sh. And I'm going to say, let's set variable var equal to by. Okay? In here we're going to put by as well. We're just going to say variable is same. I got to make sure I spell this correctly, otherwise it won't work. Okay, I'm going to do a right quit. I'm going to run that null script. There you go. Variable is the same because the variable equals the other value. Okay. So now we're going to look at if it's not the same. So I'm going to do that nit null. Oops, I got my caps lock on. Nit null script. Should have been not null, but I spelled it incorrectly, but that's all right. And now we're going to say variable var equals hello. And we're going to say hello here. H-E-L-O. Or we're going to say by as well. So we have variable var set to hello. We're saying if variable var is not equal to by, then echo variable is not. I'm going to say not the same. Okay. And we're going to go ahead and run that script. There you go. We have variables not the same because those two variables do not equal the same literal string. Okay? So guys, that's a quick way that you can compare a variable to a string value. And the null check we did can actually be very useful because when you're writing scripts that require user input, you can actually set that up to where they can't type in nothing. Okay, so it's almost a way of preventing the user from breaking your script because you prevent them from typing in nothing. You want to do a check and say, hey, if they don't type in nothing, if they don't type in anything, then give them an error message and tell them must type in, you know, a specific value. Okay, so it's actually a really nice way of checking to make sure that your users are actually putting in a value for your scripts.